Hey, hey, it's Brian O'Shea. Yeah, that's my name. Don't wear it off. Oh man, yeah, man, it's so fucking great to be walking around. Uh, just taking in the weather. We got the moon with the smiley face today. Yeah, I don't know if you could see the moon, but it's got like a smiley face today. Yeah, the moon's very silly today. It's very rambunctious. It's monkeying around. Yeah, you guys are pretty cool, man. You like that Jeet legit? Oh my God, you guys are so fucking cool. Yeah, oh, so fucking hilarious, man. You guys are cool, man. Yeah, I didn't fix my gas tank today. Yeah, that didn't happen. Man, I got this deep fucking V-neck, y'all. Oh, man. This V-neck's like really fucking deep, y'all. It's like fucking deep throating my fucking neck, man. Fucking crazy talk. But, yeah, we're just out here fucking taking a little evening stroll. Little live stream, just fucking sort of impromptu little live stream right here, just trying to chop it up, do some shit, figure it out, fucking move it back and forth, kind of ice skate a little bit, we'll rollerblade down the road a little bit. We got some houses, we got people. Just fucking chilling. We got these people walking the dog. Wasn't expecting them to be around. It's kind of like bugging me a little bit that they're around, but it's all right. I thought I was gonna have the whole entire street and neighborhood to myself, but there they are, just fucking walking their dogs. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. So, yeah, this town is pretty chill, pretty quiet. Not a lot going on. They got some casinos. Right now it's like well manicured lawns. Just talking to that, they got a lot of gates in the communities. I'm not really used to that so much from Chicago, where it's just like gates, just walls and gates everywhere. A lot of walled up communities, a lot of gated communities. This mountain, sort of mountain terrain out here in Nevada. You go to Vegas and it's like surrounded by mountains, and then you come out to this small town an hour and a half away, and a lot of mountains out here as well. And it is strange knowing that the mountains are melted brick buildings. Kind of makes the world a little weird. It was just ginormous, when you're just constantly surrounded by ginormous mountains everywhere. That I've hiked a lot of mountains myself. And just to be absolutely convinced that they are fucking melted brick buildings, just kind of adds a little spice to the action. Kind of lets you know the video game type reality of whatever the fuck we're in here. But I think it was an introduction to Paul's video today. I was kind of thinking about something. I didn't think of it at the time when I was in my fucking Jeet fucking character. But I got a fart. Hold up. I got some like gas from all the fucking, from all the lentils. I fucking. The combination of lentils, potatoes, garlic, ginger, quinoa, rice. I don't know. Some sort of explosive combination there. Must be the lentils, kind of like beans, But anyways, during the intro to that video, we were talking about how they were talking about gods, right? Like you got the gods that are sort of outside of man, right? You got these sort of heavenly, sort of traditional gods, and then it was talking about man, and it described man as sort of this unique character, like the ultimate powerful God, if you will. I forgot exactly how they were explaining it, but the way I understood it was man has access to this world and the godly world. So there's some sort of power to that. And it was help the way I was understanding it at the time, even though I'm not able to articulate it right now, it was that that like if you look at the that artwork where God is sort of, that's been mandala affected, where God is sort of almost touching man's finger. And I don't know, there's something to what I heard today. There's something very powerful about the power of man and the way man is as some sort of godlike figure who's able to touch both worlds. Because at the time of death, when you sort of leave your body, it's an interesting concept to where you're not really tethered to this world anymore. You're more of that spiritual being. If I'm, conjecturing as to what happens upon death, but I would assume that people have had sort of. I think I may have had some sort of out of body experience. I don't know what it was. I think I remember being in school. I don't know if I was getting molested or if I was on some sort of medication that gave me an out of body experience. Maybe the rest of the kids went to class and some teacher stuck his hand down my pants or something, and then I sort of started floating to the ceiling of the room and sort of just left my body for a little bit. I don't know if that happened. It's like I'm coming up. It's two wildly different, Or I stubbed my toe that day, and my mom gave me some sort of painkiller, which maybe some opiate or something, which caused me to like float around the room. And during recess, I just sat in the room. I don't know. It's either one of the two. It's either those. Those are the only two options as to why I was floating around the room. But I kind of have a vague memory of that. And so yeah, like people who've had near-death experiences where they've experienced sort of leaving the body. And sort of my samadhi experience, the ultimate connectedness experience. Through meditation, you sort of reach this blissful state, which I guess can be compared to what people feel when they do their near-death experiences. I believe through years and years of meditation, I sort of surprised myself with this samadhi experience where it was just an ultimate connectedness to everything, which is probably the same thing you feel at death, or when you're sort of separated from the body. Maybe psychedelics can produce these effects where you just have an understanding of the intense connectedness of everything. And yeah, I'd have to re-listen to what they were talking about at the beginning of Paul's stream. If I was on my laptop, I might just pull it up right now on the broadcast. I half want to just pull it up and listen to it, sort of to get my thoughts back in order. But it is uh, this concept of man, you know, it's like we take for granted, like, oh, at death I had to go into the spiritual world, but we don't realize the opportunity of the moment of having access to the spiritual world while being in a human body, you know, on earth, experiencing the physical reality. Because the others that we would consider gods that are sort of spirit, they're not having the physical manifestation of man, right? So I think we sort of take that for granted and downplay that. And something about that, what I heard today, sort of, it put a new twist on it. It put a lot of power to it, and it made man seem like the king of the gods because of this ability to be in a body, in the physical, on earth, while also having this spiritual component. Because if you think about other gods, they are sort of like even Waralda from the Orlinda. He's a spirit. It's a spirit. There's a lot of power in that. A lot of power in that. The idea of man being a top dog when it comes to gods. So in that sense, it would make you a little melancholy at the state of man. And as I look around, I'm walking around. I got this thing in my head, after going on Paul's today, where it's like sort of getting prepared for the broadcast. And I had these different ideas. Maybe I could get into conversations. As I'm sort of walking around and looking around, it's like a little discouraged. I'm like, who am I going to get in conversations with? It could be easier if I was to get my gas tank fixed, my radiator leak fixed, coolant fixed, which I'm sort of procrastinating, doing some work I got to do on my car. Because that way I could like easily travel to more small town police stations and continue the conversations. I mean, I guess I could just keep showing up to this police station and see which cops I get. See if different cops come out, or sort of continue those conversations. I could sort of work on that experience, work on my rap when it comes to talking to cops. And because I think I've come a long way. Like I was looking, I got all these like encounters with the police, right? All these different traffic stops. And it all culminates into my latest interaction where I showed up at the police station. But my understanding has grown throughout all the traffic stops and the arrests. My understanding has grown. I think it's valuable, not only for me, but for others that watch these type of interactions, these type of conversations that I could potentially have. And even if I don't fix my car, I could always just walk to the police station in the morning. Like whatever time they open, I could just say, like say tomorrow, I could plan it out, get up early, figure out how long of a walk it is or a drive, set it up to just be there first thing in the morning, just live stream another conversation, another quick story, as it might be. And, you know, you know, walking around this town and just sort of looking around, I just, it's like I want to start talking to the major players. Like I almost don't even want to talk to the just like random fucking idiots. Like, going to the police station, I feel like I'm dealing with some players. Wizard brought this up, I don't know, a year and a half ago. Start having conversations with, you know, fucking lawyers and cops and people who work in the justice system, like people who are in that public fucking sphere, who have a certain type of language, and sort of my journey with my understanding, and something sort of clicked when I was explaining how I got arrested. When I was explaining to a comedian outside of a comedy club waiting to get on the guest list. Through just telling him why I'm doing what I'm doing when don't really know why I'm doing, I sort of gained an understanding through explaining to him what I'm doing. Like this whole public and private pieces of property, different pieces of property. And now that this understanding going from the toaster, the washing machine, the bandsaw, the horse with something attached to it that has wheels, whether it's a carriage, whether it's a plow, the automobile, licensing, registration, insurance, maybe a tractor, different pieces of property, right? And and extending now to where, to like guns as a piece of property. Does that piece of property need to be registered, licensed? Um, all the same type of shit. And that might just be another. Now I'm sort of entering that realm. Like I've never really carried, a gun toting type of person, but why the fuck not? Like, why the fuck not? And see what happens. Just get me a gun, and maybe it'll help step up. Just talking it through right now. Just I didn't really have much of a plan when I went live, other than to sort of organize my thoughts and yeah, to get a gun is another level. Like it's almost like a maturity thing. It's like hard to be like an immature sort of juvenile type person if I have a gun on me. It's like almost like stepping into being a man, going from like a boy to a man, because you can't, in my opinion, once I have a gun on me, I don't know. I just don't. I don't know. For me, I think it would cause me to quit things I don't know. I think I would just be a little bit more serious in a type of way. It would be like another layer of meaning and purpose. Like it's more of a spiritual thing. It's more of an act of freedom and everything that goes along with it in the physical sense of like the ability to protect, the leveling up of your character, like being worthy of someone who that I feel should be allowed, like to have a gun. Like you're not, like I don't know. I wouldn't want to fuck around and play games with it and be a fucking moron with it. If I'm gonna be walking around with a fucking gun, like the stakes are high, right? It's like De La Soul song talks about the stakes are high. So yeah, I wouldn't want to fuck around and take it lightly. You know, I wouldn't want to threaten people online, bang bang, and this and that. It would be like a spiritual freedom thing, and then the ability to protect women and children, different pieces of property, securing my property. Uh, I feel like you got to be mentally sound. So, you know, once you're at the level of carrying a gun, you I feel you sort of have an obligation. You know, we're talking about duties and obligations. You know, once you have a gun, I feel like you sort of have a duty and obligation to maintain your mental health, like getting proper rest. You know, observing yourself. Am I mental? What is my mental condition like? What are my resentments and fears like? You know, sort of working on these things and trying to be in tip-top shape all the time, because if you're not on point and you have a fucking gun, you know, and you're dealing with resentments and anger and this and that, that's not cool in my opinion. You know, like the chief of police in this town I'm in, like he's talking about wellness of the officers is top priority. They put in some new exercise facility. You know, it talks about the wellness. So we're going to talk about physical wellness, mental wellness. You know, he talks about meditation. You know, this new chief of police in the town I'm in talks about meditation being part of the wellness of the officers. You know, I think there's a lot to that. You know, it actually makes me want to, you know, I tried talking to the chief. I called him, you know, I talked to the sergeant and some other officer, Andy Thatcher or something. But, yeah, like, it's all fun and games until you're holding a gun, you know, in my opinion. Once you have a gun in your hand, it's like, you know, like it's as real as it gets. As real as it gets, in my opinion. So I'm just sort of, I guess, preparing myself, you know, as like the next step of this rights freedom, property, public, private, civil disobedience, registration, licensing, willing to go to jail, uh, will you know? So it's just another component to add. So, um, there's some casinos around me. Casinos around here. Uh, fucking. Um, yeah. So yeah, this sounds pretty chill. You know, I had a conversation with my mom today, and I don't know. That was kind of interesting. What's up, Jason? What's up, Big Stank? Yeah, I'm just fucking rambling, getting some thoughts together. Just kind of, you know, trying to take the fear out of, you know, the obligation of sometimes streaming. Just sort of, sometimes this shit can be kind of, for me, it can kind of be selfish a little bit. You know, I mean, if it might not be the most entertaining things for others, you know, I could work some stuff out, speak out loud, speak out into the public. I do have the option to delete a stream, but I figure you know, it's nice to have that option. Like if the stream's over, I could just delete it forever. You know what I mean? I mean, people could screen record it and they could have copies of it if they wish, I guess. But you know, there doesn't have to be so much pressure to deliver. Sometimes you just do an impromptu stream on a backup channel because my other channel has a strike on it. You sort of take the pressure off yourself to always have to deliver. Sometimes you just got to be selfish, and you know, if I'm trying to figure something out, there's a few points I want to touch on and sort of talk it through. I forgot where I just left off. I almost want to like pull up my page and hear what the last thing I said. I did that before. It works when you forget where you were going. You kind of want to get back on that thread. Yeah, I'm actually going to do that right now. I'll be right back because I want to see. I want to get back to what I think I had a thought I want to. I'm going to go back and listen to this. I'll be right back. Yeah, I went back and found out what I wanted to touch on. There was a conversation with my mom, and you know, my mom is 85 years old. My sister's going through a divorce, and my sister moved back from Colorado to Chicago area where most of our family's at. All of my, besides Ireland and England, basically all my family's in that Chicagoland, Chicago suburban area. So my sister moved back with her 11-year-old boy to Chicago and Chicago suburbs. And, my mom is going to be moving out of her home that she lives in with her this guy she's dating, right? And they it just it's not working out. She she believes the guy's a narcissist, and so in June they're going to sell the house, and my mom's either going to move in with my sister or my brother. And I was having this conversation with my mom, hey, you met this guy. It turns out he's a piece of shit. You're probably never going to talk to him again, although you guys are halves on the house, so you're going to be forced to talk because of that situation. You're going to be moving out. You guys, whatever. So she's going to be forced to be connected to this guy because of it. She's on the, I don't know, she's half owner of this house, I guess. And, I'm talking to her and I'm asking her, Do you think you have any responsibility in this situation with this dude? Or are you just a complete innocent victim? And it took me like an hour because initially she's like, no, I'm just 100% a complete victim. I didn't know what I was getting into. He's a narcissist. You don't know someone until you live with them, type shit. And she would not budge that like she had anything to do with the situation that she found herself in. Right? She couldn't take any responsibility. So I'm just, I'm sort of just fucking leaning on her, pressing her like I'm like trying to hold her accountable a little bit for some reason. We get to the point where, is this man attractive at all? No. Is this man funny at all? No. Is this man a kind person? No. When you initially started dating this person, was he attractive? No. Was he funny? No. Was he kind? Well, he would buy me dinners. Kindness doesn't equal buying you dinners. So I'd go back to it. He wasn't handsome. He wasn't funny. Well, he doesn't need to be handsome. She would like cut me off. I basically got her to admit that he wasn't handsome, he wasn't funny, he wasn't kind, because kindness does not equate to buying you dinners. That is not what makes someone kind. So yeah, that's kind of where we were at. And she's like, oh, then, when it became painfully obvious, like where I'm going with this, I don't want to talk about him. I tell her, Mom, we're not talking about him. We're talking about you. And then eventually she's got to get out the phone. She's got to break her bread. We got into a conversation about God. What do you think God is? And then to where her description of spirituality or like, basically her thing is like, I was nothing until my parents met, and I grew from a sperm when my parents met, and I'll be nothing when I die. Is basically like her theory. Yeah, if you want to be profound, but there wasn't like a profundity to it. There wasn't like a spirituality to it. It was just like, I was nothing. I came into this world and I'm going to be nothing again. Like I said, that could be a profound statement. But she wasn't being very profound. I just think she was being very materialistic and like lacking much spirituality. So I don't know. It was just, and I have resentment because I got to talk to my nephew the day before, and I tried to set it up last night, and she fucking put the kibosh on it basically and gave me the runaround. I was going to go through her to try to talk to my nephew. Like, I figured it couldn't be the worst thing in the world to have like a 5-minute conversation with him once a day. You know what I mean? So she's trying to like fucking give me the runaround on that. So it fucking pissed me off. And it's probably what kicked off my fucking attitude this morning. Because getting into it with the night before, and then it ended when she was giving me the runaround. We're trying to set up fucking talking to my nephew. She I called her a deceptive person. So she's like coming up with reasons like, oh, fucking, this and that. I'm like, if you don't want me to talk to him, just fucking say it. Like, and I'm like calling her out. I'm like, you've been like this your whole life. You're deceptive, blah, blah, blah. So it's just basically, I'm just giving her the business, bro. It's like, if the truth shall kill you, if the truth shall kill a relationship, then then fucking die. Let him die. You know what I mean? If she gets fucking freaked out, if she's gonna tell her the family, oh, he's being abusive, he's being fucking, it's just, I'm not being fucking abusive. I'm fucking having conversations, being honest, holding people accountable, and I'm not fucking exempt from any of this shit. You know what I mean? These conversations aren't easy. These family dynamics aren't easy. Um, so, it led to a guy, I was on the phone for about an hour with her tonight. And it's quite painful, to be honest with you. Just like the lack of spirituality, the lack of accountability, the lack of discernment. You know, it was just very frustrating, dude. Like just like taking her through a process, and it's just like trudging through the fucking snow, man. She just like, you know, she just wants, you know, it's just like, so whatever, man. It's pretty peaceful. It's pretty quiet out here. Uh, you know, I wish I could pop the tent up somewhere. That's another conversation I could start having with these cops. It's like they say when you invite God into your home. You know, he's like, I just need a little corner over there. Or you invite like a spiritual guru type person. I just need a little corner of your apartment, you know, your home. And then all of a sudden, like, yeah, you know, I got my little corner, you know, just my tiny little corner of your home. You mind if I put like a plant? Like a plant. So you just keep introducing it's some Indian like story where like the spiritual guru or God or something just starts introducing all these things into your home. Like you think you're just, you know, you're letting God in a little bit, or you're letting spirituality in a little bit. And the point of the story is all of a sudden your home's filled with all this stuff, with plants and all these like good, positive things. Like it sort of takes over your whole living situation, your whole world, your whole life in like a positive sense. Like you think you're gonna let God or spirituality in a little bit, and all of a sudden it's like everywhere in your life, you know, everywhere in your home. Like that's kind of like what I would like to do, you know, for myself, for others. You know, that's kind of I think that's part of like, you know, the meek. God will send the least among us. You know, you just let this person into your home. Like you know, you think you're just helping that person out, and this person maybe has an understanding. Right? You know, it's like the story of Jesus. He met the sailor who was a slave on a ship or some shit. He was like in slavery on a ship or some shit. And this guy just parked like dead up ass on my car. What the fuck? This guy get any fucking closer to my car in this wide open fucking parking lot? Fucking kidding me? Giant fucking thing. So what was I talking about? Uh, um fuck was I talking about? Fucking, let me go back to this video. I'll be right back. I know where I was going. Yeah, I was talking about the story of Jesus, where the story of Jesus is he's the son of the daughter of a king and a high priest. Like those were his parents, daughter of a king and a high priest. And you know, basically he finds out his parents are pieces of shit who fucking believe in false shame and try to pay him off with jewels when Jesus is trying to have a real conversation with him. So he ends up wandering around, kind of fucking sour over that whole situation. He comes across this slave who's on a ship. He's like working on a ship or something. He's like a sailor, but he's a Phrygian sailor, so he's part of like a free society of people, but he's slaved up for some reason. Like, not exactly sure how that works, how you become a slave working on a ship, when you're from a free society. But however it worked out, Jesus met this dude, and he ends up buying the dude's freedom, right? He pays for the dude's freedom, but the dude gives him, Jesus uses the coin of the realm, but he gets the true value, which is the spiritual insight of a man from a free society. So, that slave could be looked at as the least among us, but if the slave has the understanding, and he has all the true value, so it's like, no matter what position you're in, quote unquote, in life, in sort of like a caste system, if you have the understanding, you have the true value, So, I could always keep that in mind in my current situation, I don't even have a spot for the tent, but where I was kind of going with all this is like, okay, I talked to the police about the car, right? So where you get it to a point where, okay, we'll just wave at you, okay, we got that kind of settled. So I can kind of travel freely, in my opinion. Then next thing, what about land freedom? What about putting up my tent somewhere? Maybe I'll start talking to them, figuring out my grab in that regard, and it's like, oh, hey guys, I was talking to you guys about the car, traveling freely, now, what about if there's, what about if I come across, maybe I want to put a tent up somewhere, I'm kind of just kind of a fucking humble kind of a guy, just looking for a place to sort of put a tent up, and you kind of talk to him about that. The way I talk to him about the car, like, hey, this is my understanding. You guys don't own fucking land. However, I fucking come across it, and maybe I get him to a point where it's like, oh, if I see you with your tent on this piece of land, I'm just gonna wave at you. Just gonna wave at you on the land. You know what I mean? And then you go from there. You take it from there to the next step. Oh yeah, well, I'm on this piece of land on my tent. Maybe I want to get a fucking bag of cement, some bricks. Maybe fucking, flatten out a piece of it. Maybe start building something. Maybe build a brick fucking little thing. Something, when it's windy out, it gets windy out. You know what I mean? That's part of the Royal Linda. Part of the Royal Linda, their thing is like you figure it out on your own, and it's this thing with God, and I think it's the school of where we're at, where it's like the figuring it out, for yourself. Like it starts off where, oh, I wish Paul, or in the beginning it was like Paul and Wizard. I wish Paul, if I get pulled over, hey Paul, is it cool if I hit you up, start live streaming, usually, you kind of be in counsel, and but now I'm kind of more of the mindset of I want to start doing things on my own. I want to start learning things on my own, being able to do stuff on my own, have conversations of my own, have my own understanding, because that's part of I think what this world is. You go through what might be looked at as difficulties or different experiences, but it's always to get you to learn, to figure it out, There's a story in the Orlinda about a guy who this guy who was kind of like a selfish sort of a dude. He kind of kept to himself. He had this piece of property, he had this home, and his neighbors kind of like, he wasn't really looked at with his neighbors. His neighbors kind of looked at him as kind of like a selfish sort of dude who kept to himself, and he never really interacted with the neighbors because they felt like they, the reason why was if he dealt with the neighbors, they might end up needing something from him. So he didn't want to be put in a position where he'd have to like help someone out. He'd have to like give up his time and energy or resources, so he would just keep to himself, right? So finally, yeah, exactly, Void. So anyways, this dude's house like blows over in a storm or some shit, or gets flooded. And he goes to like, I think it's the mother. The mother was like the head. It's like a female person who's sort of like the head like person. I don't know. They have this sort of matriarchal, not really matriarchal, but but a woman. It does have like some sort of elevated position. They call her like the mother. But then the god, the spirit god, is male, and male. The men are men definitely in this society. It's this Phrygian Orlinda free society. But there is there is this mother position, this like elevated mother position, and I think he went to speak to this woman, this mother, and and he's like, I built my home, and she's like, well, did you build it on an elevated thing, to in case the fucking water, to prevent the flood? He's like, well, that would have been ideal, but me just building it by myself, I couldn't really pull that off. It's a lot of work for one guy. He's like leaning on this thing. I did it all by myself. Wouldn't interact with neighbors because he, wanted to be by himself and do everything by himself. And like, so she's kind of like, yeah, you know what? Listening to you, yeah, and the way the neighbors were telling me, she's like, yep, you know what? You, you didn't want to help the neighbors. And then she tells a story to him, right? She's like, when the first woman, this Freya woman, like basically the first person basically on Earth kind of situation, or this person basically like came to Earth and didn't really, was just like one of the first persons, like an Eve type person, and she's like looking around the world trying to figure out, and she's like, she she's experiencing the world, and she's kind of naked, right? She's just naked in the world, right? And and then it starts to rain at some point, so she needs like different things like clothing or shelter and this and this. So she starts observing what's going on. She's like, oh, the leaves, when it rains, the leaves are built in such a way that when the rain hits them, I could kind of see what's happening. Like there's sort of like a protection there. So she starts just like figuring things out on her own, and then God puts like these feelings of like fear and anxiety and different uncomfortabilities. Like he puts these things in her, like in this woman, and she, and through her experiences, she doesn't like cry, woe is me. She just keeps like looking around and figuring it out. Oh, okay, the way the rain hits these things, like through nature, like, okay, if I were to gather things and sort of replicate what I'm seeing, maybe, I don't know what the fuck. She looked at the animals, like, whatever, just to maybe clothe herself and build shelters and things. She just kind of figured it out, right? And the moral of the story was like, and then she like, I guess at some point in the story, she taught her children and they could help her. It was just a thing of like not really being like, oh, like, because that's one of their things is like, you don't say, God help me, God help me. You put all your mental and physical abilities into it first. And then when those are completely exhausted, then maybe you're like, hey man, I fucking need some help, dude. I really tried as best as I could. But it's one of those things of just sort of, and I'm getting to the point is like, I think that's what this place is. It's a place for you to sort of learn to do things on your own. Like to go through experiences on your own, like me with this talking to the cops and going through arrests, and to eventually like being competent on my own, like having the understanding myself, like learning these things. Um Because I think that's what God really wants, man. He really wants us to try on our own, to figure shit out on our own. And yeah, so this guy, he hears this story, right? She tells him the story where the story's like basically like figure this shit out. Like it's but then she like told him like and then she kind of told him like, look, and that's what after telling that story of, oh, you see how this woman figured this shit out? She did it on her own, and here you are, you're purposely avoiding your neighbors who at this time could be of assistance to you, but you purposely spent your whole life avoiding them and avoiding giving them any assistance. She's like, well, now you got to go fucking. Now your chickens come to roost, man. Like, and somehow or another, however the story went, he like felt shame. He just kind of put his head down in shame and just skulked away, like just walked away because like whatever she told him, however she told him, it was like, nah, bro, you're not gonna come here and look for us for assistance now from the community when you spent your whole life avoiding being of any assistance to the community. You know, so how could that apply to me? How could that apply to others? You know, what's the metaphor? What's the parable? What's the learning? What's the spiritual lesson of that story? What's the physical direct lessons of that story? There's probably a lot of different meanings in that story. To find oneness through individuality while in the midst of the collective. Yeah, it's like the story starts off where the woman is alone. She's like the only woman on earth, and it's not like she's being abused by God. It's like she, and it's not like she cried out, "Whoa, me, I'm a victim." And it goes back to like the conversation with my mom. I go, Mom, so you're saying that you're just 100% a big victim in this story, in this situation with this dude who turns out to be a piece of shit, who you're living with, who you now, come June, you're not going to be living with him. And I go, you're just 100% a victim. You have no responsibility in this situation whatsoever. And she's basically trying to tell me yes. And I got to like walk her through for an hour long, like trying to get her to any crack of responsibility, dude. It's just like, wow, dude. Okay. I guess my life makes, and it helps me put the pieces together in my life. I'm not trying to say I'm any better than her, but it's just like, wow, dude. You just cannot take any responsibility for the situation you're in at all. And like, I guess it's kind of like the situation with this dude with his house. Like, you're not going to take any responsibility that you like completely avoided your neighbors purposefully, not just in case you may have had to have helped them. And now your house flooded and you're in need of assistance from the community, and you can't put two and two together. How they're not going to tell you to fuck off because you've basically they knew what you were doing for all those years. So look at myself or look at others. Oh, woe is me. Oh God, please, help me, help me. It's like, no, figure it out, motherfucker. Like Talcott would say, you know what I mean? Figure it out, motherfucker. It's like me with my car right now. Oh, woe is me, my gas tank. Something's wrong with my gas. There's a gas leak, and I have a coolant leak. But I've been here. Here's the thing with these situations with the car, though, man. It's like the same. It's like a loop. It's like the same situation every time, and it's like I guess life is like that. Like it's like recurring things. But it's like every time I run into a situation, they go, "Oh fuck, it's gonna be too much work. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not gonna be able to figure it out." But I've changed so many things on my car, but it's like the same feeling every time. Fuck, it's all rusty. Fuck, I just want a new car. Fuck, not a new car, but like a different car. It's not as rusty and all this. But sure enough, every time, eventually I'll end up fucking fixing it, and I feel fucking fantastic once I fix it. Then I'm back on the road and doing whatever I got to do. But it's sort of the same initial process every time. Fuck, this is going to be so difficult. Fuck. It's going to take so many hours, and I'm going to have to focus on this and take time away from this. Fuck, it's going to be so difficult. Who knows? I don't know what's going on with the leak. I could just change some simple fucking hose that's old and just needs to be replaced. With gas tank. I don't know. Maybe just more JB Weld, or take the old JB Weld off, or maybe there's a line that just needs to be replaced or reconnected, or figure it out, motherfucker. But then I want to get into the state of travel. Oh, the state of these automobiles. I just wish I had a horse, and they purposely make it so complicated in these vehicles. And yeah, there could be truth to this shit. And yeah, I would like to start like a whole different travel thing on my own, like fuck vehicles, or start building things on my own, way more simple things that could be fixed way more easy. Yeah, that could be a project, or that could be things I could work on. A whole fucking system of different types of, because dealing with the police, and I want to start talking to the heavy hitters. I want to start talking to people that have power, and just see what happens. Oh, we're gonna wave at you with the okay, I got somewhere with that. We're gonna wave at you when we see you around. Okay. So you don't care if I got plates, you don't care if they're expired. I'll take the plates off, whatever. You're just gonna wave at me, right? Okay. I got this idea. I want to put a tent somewhere, right to sort of, right land rights, Now we're talking about different types of property rights, freedom of travel. Okay, what about property? What about, I think I should be able to put a tent somewhere. There's got to be some some fucking piece of grass or piece of dirt somewhere that's kind of like public, private, whatever the fuck, kind of city owned. Like, hey man, start out putting the tent there. Okay, yeah. Put the tent there. We're gonna wave at you. We're not gonna fuck with you. Yeah, you got your tent there. Hey, it gets windy around here, man. I've been in this tent for it gets fucking windy. It does get windy around here, Maybe I'll put it up next to a wall, Put it next to the wall, them winds come out of the west, put it right next to the wall, Oh yeah, I was thinking, the wall's already there, kind of. I mean, what if I just got some cement and some bricks and some mortar and shit, and I just kind of, man, kind of make, kind of, I got this tent, right? I want to secure this tent a little bit more from the wind, Maybe I'll put another little wall, right? So I got the one wall. Maybe I'll fucking put another wall, because the wind sometimes it whips around, Oh, yeah, we'll wave at you when you're building your wall, right? I'm not gonna fuck with you with your tent or your wall or your car, right? So now I got this tent, this car, this wall. Maybe I'll put another fucking wall, huh? Those fucking winds, I'm telling you, man. Now they're coming out of the east, the west. Yeah, we're gonna wave at you when you're building your fucking wall, when you're driving around with your no-plated up vehicle. We're gonna fucking, hey, that's Brian over there. It's that guy Brian. He comes by and has conversations with us, tells us stories, man. It's always a quick story, but it always ends up being some 20-minute fucking story. I don't know. We keep telling him we're gonna wave at him though. He's got all these fucking ideas. You don't put a fourth fucking wall, huh, guys? That way, no fucking wind's gonna hit me, right? I mean, I'm still gonna get fucking rain down. At least that fucking wind, Got this fucking tent. Guys, my fucking tent, Fuck. Kind of want to fucking put a roof on this fucking, put another wall up on the, what do they call it, a roof, huh? I'll put a roof over this fourth fucking wall action square thing I got going on, Oh yeah, we're gonna wave at you with your fucking, I'm not gonna pay taxes or nothing on this shit, or fucking property taxes, Yeah, that's Brian over there. He's got his little fucking walled fucking, you got basically a little shack over there. Got himself a little home, little tiny home, that guy, that motherfucker. We wave at him. Started out with a tent and some bricks and shit. His vehicle. We wave at him. He's got no plates. That's that guy around town. Yeah, he don't put plates on his car. We wave at him. He talks to us. He tells us stories every day. He comes by the police station. Comes by the courthouse. He talks to the mayor. He talks to the chief of police. This guy's got a lot of stories, this O'Shea. He comes by, now he's got that. Now he's got his little shack. He's got his little tiny home. He's got a little vehicle he's driving around in. He's trying to build these little vehicles. He's got this weird idea where he wants to build these little vehicles with no plates on them. Like little Model T type actions, You only need one tool, kind of simple little vehicles, simple little modes of transportation. Trying to get himself a horse next to his little tiny home, a little horse and carriage operation. This guy Brian, man, he's got a lot of ideas, We like to wave at him, fucking smile at him. He's got a lot of stories, that kid. You just keep going from there. Oh yeah, that motherfucker. We got these rules about guns, but you know what? This guy Brian, man, he came in towards the store. He's like, hey, I got this gun, I got this home now, and I got this, my vehicle, I got my home, I got these little pieces of property, I got this other piece of property, a gun, right? And I don't want to get this fucking, you know how I am about registering things and licensings, but you know me. Yeah, we're gonna wave at you, see you with your gun, your horse, your fucking tiny home, your car, your horse and carriage, little operation there, your Model T fucking business. Yeah, we wave at this guy, dude. He's got his fucking. Yeah, something's going on with because I know I definitely have a leak in the gas tank that a fucking tow truck company. I'm sleeping in a parking lot one day out in Florida, and a tow truck comes and fucking bashes it, right? But this was it was like one day where I was buying beers at a comedy club because the owner of the club's like, you fucking saw 2-3 shows, because I'm used to going to shows and not having to pay when you're a comedian. But he's like, oh, you're taking advantage. So I bought a $30 fucking ticket. I probably spent about $30 on beer. I didn't even want the fucking beers. I just wanted to be able to tip the waitress. I just thinking, no, that's what they want. They want me to keep buying fucking beers. I kept fucking every time she'd come to the table, yeah, give me one more. So I had like 3 beers I didn't even drink. And for some reason, I get drunk off like 3 beers now because I don't even drink. So I'm like sleeping in the car after a few beers. I fucking threw up, I remember. I'm sleeping in the car, and the tow truck that didn't think anyone was in the car. So he fucking bashes my fucking scrapes my because my suspensions, I need to get, my suspension's low in the back. I got to replace the springs. So he fucking he scrapes my fucking gas tank, puts a hole in it, so it's just leaking gas. I'm sleeping while it's just leaking gas, just fucking leak. I'm talking leaking gas. I think I just filled it up full, like a full tank of gas. It just leaked out all the gas all night for hours. I'm just sleeping. Complete fucking hazard situation. Could have fucking got blown up, burnt up. So I wake up in a haze the next day. There's gas leak everywhere. I'm like, what the fuck? But that was one of those situations. Fuck, I'm fucked. I'm never gonna fix this shit. I'm completely fucked. Got this gas tank. I ended up going walking to churches. I was walking around that town for weeks, dude. I was like, fuck. And I think the tow truck driver ended up, felt bad. I think I seen him the next day. He ended up helping me push it. He fucking knew he fucked up my car, because I think then when he fucking fucked up my gas tank and then he went to do something and he saw me in it, he's like, oh, fuck. I just fucked up this guy's gas tank and he's in the fucking car. I can't even tow it now. And then he left. The next day, he saw me pushing the car by myself. I was trying to push it into a parking spot. And he came and helped me. And then he left. I put it in a parking spot. I'm like, fuck, I'm fucked. Got this fucking goddamn gas leak. I'm completely fucked. How the fuck am I going to fix this shit? So then you start Googling stuff. Oh, yeah, put some JB Weld on that motherfucker. Sure enough, sure as shit. Put some JB Weld on it. That shit worked for a year. But they're like, it's only a temporary fix, for a few months. My stupid ass just drives around for fucking 2, 3, 4 years now. JB Weld's finally fucking not working, leaking gas. I don't know if that's the only thing where it's leaking and that's the problem, or if there's an additional thing, but something definitely seems to be fucking up. At least with a gas leak situation. And I got some sort of coolant leak, but I'm just like, fuck, this sucks. Gotta figure this shit out. But it'll get figured out one way or another. Whether the vehicle gets fixed, different modes of transportation, just figuring it out, man. Just whatever the fuck it is, dude. Car or no car, man. Just figuring it the fuck out. Just the way God wants it. Figure it the fuck out, man. Look around. Look around you. Figure it the fuck out. You know? Oh, ask yourself, why don't you have community? You got all these issues going on. Why are you not locked in with a community? Maybe I need to, maybe I'm like that guy. I got to start talking to people. I don't really, I got all these girls at the Starbucks. I got, people around me. Maybe I got to start putting in an effort. Like, Talking to people. Can I help you? Can you, instead of like avoiding people, oh, they might need, start mixing it up. Start talking to people, dude. Start talking to these officials. Like I have these ideas. I want to talk to the mayor. I want to, whatever the chain of command. And I say, oh, I want to talk to the chief of police. So I talk to a sergeant. Oh, I want to talk to the mayor. Maybe I talk to whoever the fuck down, just whatever the highest level chain of command. Oh, I want to talk to a judge. I want to talk to a prosecutor. Oh, you're not going to be able to talk to them. You can talk to a clerk, whatever. Whatever the fucking highest chain of command I could go. And then start mixing it up with the people in communities. I like to take walks. I was cooking food. People come up. Oh, yeah, you can't park there to give you a ticket. But if you park in a dirt part, yeah, you're all good. People are friendly like that. Maybe intimidating, but you're more than capable of fixing your car, man. Go to YouTube University. Yeah, man. Like I said, I've fixed so much fucking shit on my car, dude. I'm a goddamn mechanic, dude. I'm literally a mechanic for my car, basically, bro. Because once you fix one thing on your car, like if someone said, hey, man, you know what? You ever fucking do this? Yeah, I've done that before. Yeah, I've changed the brakes. I fucking changed, dude, so many fucking things, dude. At least 20, 30 fucking things, dude. That would be, you know, that yeah, you go with that. Any random person goes to a mechanic shop for water pump, belts, alternators, fucking all these different sensor things, dude. Every fucking sensor, this fucking sensor, that sensor, all these different things, dude. Fucking starter, fuel, what is it? Fuel filter, fuel pump, water pump, or whatever it is. Maybe not fuel pump, water pump, alternator, tension, fucking pulley, batteries, fucking brakes, tires, taking tires off by myself without machines, breaking beads, using crowbars and shit. Fucking you name it, dude. Light bulbs, fucking plugging tires, fixing holes in tires, plugging them up, fixing flats. You name it, dude. Changed so much fucking fixed so much shit. Radiator, changed radiator, all the hoses, fucking spark plugs, fucking whatever the thing the spark plug's connected to. It's some sort of fucking box, whatever the fuck that thing was. Dangerous, capable, loving. Yeah, man. So that's gonna be another thing. Get the fucking gun. I'm gonna get a gun, dude. I think once I get a gun, dude, it's gonna be like a level up. Because once I get a gun, dude, yeah, it's gonna be a type of level up. I don't think I'm gonna fuck around so much. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I guess we'll just see. But it's something that's on my mind. Like a 9 or 380 or something. Sounds about right. Even something small, 22, gives a fuck. Whatever. I start somewhere. Yeah. I don't know. I think I got a lot of thoughts out. I'm going for about an hour. Sort of an unexpected little impromptu stream. I don't know if I'll delete it or not. Got a few thoughts out. I could go to the police station in the morning. You know, since I'm kind of dealing, I could put some gas in the car and drive over there, or I could walk over there. Either way, but I could go over there first thing in the morning. I'm thinking and start having a second conversation. You know, because I feel like I got, you know, whether it's different officers, feel it out. You know, I feel like I got some, or maybe I could even make it more. Try to really like get them. You know, because right now it's a vague, oh, we'll wave at you, but really try to get them, hey, to really get them on record that nothing, you know, nothing's gonna happen to me if I take the plates off, or if even if they're expired. Like, hey, I don't know, I'm some sort of exception to rule. That's what I want to be. I want to be the exception to the rule. I know that sounds like, oh, you're looking for special treatment, but no, that's how a free person kind of is. A free society. They're the exception. Oh, those are, you know, you can look at them as like exceptional people. Yeah, because free people should be looked at as like exceptional. You know, like they're like higher, like a hierarchy. They are better. They're like better than you slaves. Yeah, they're exceptional. You know, they're willing to go to jail. They fought for their freedom, and that's why, you know, Brian was, he fought for this shit. You know, he was willing to go to jail. He went to jail. That's why he's he's exceptional. He's an exception. You guys do all this shit. You guys voluntarily, but he's an exception. We wave at him. He gets to do different things. You know, he made the effort to come talk to us. You know, maybe he made some sense. Maybe he didn't. Maybe it was just the story he told, and we're just like, fuck it, whatever, dude. We're a small town. We really don't give a fuck that much. Like, just whatever, dude. Do whatever the fuck you want, kind of. Like, you know, you're not bothering anyone. You're making the effort. So, yeah. So, maybe the next time I go live, maybe I'll just be more concise. Like, boom, 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 boom. Here's what the fuck I'm talking about. Got pieces of property, right? You know, might not make sense to you, but it makes sense to me. This is where I'm coming from. What say you? Oh yeah, we don't give a fuck. You know, yeah, whatever, man. At least, you know, we know where we stand now. Okay, yeah. You might have a problem with that. I'm not saying we're not going to arrest you. I don't know, man. We're going to see. Okay, yeah, we'll see. It's like, you know, well, I'm willing to go to jail, so I don't know. We'll see how this plays out. But it seems pretty chill around here. You know, sometimes people get freaked the fuck out, dude, when I'm in this car. I don't know if it's bigger cities or more suburban. Like, oh my god. But you know, I gotta remind myself. I gotta start making an effort, man. I gotta talk to people, dude. I gotta be kind of force myself to be kind of friendly, dude. Like, you kind of mix it up in the community a little bit, dude. I can't just be all bitch ass slaves everywhere. Look at these bitch ass slaves. Fuck, man. I gotta make an effort to meet people sort of halfway. Like, man, everything's so fucked up. Look at the way these cars are. They're so difficult to work on. Man, man, man. Well, you gotta start somewhere, man. You gotta meet everything halfway. Like a bridge, right? That's why I want to consider myself a bridge builder, right? Metaphorically, physically, spiritually. You know, you start the bridge that way on that side of the thing. I'm gonna start working this side. I'll meet you in the middle. All right. Boom. Next thing you know, we got a bridge with a path to go back and forth on. Meet people halfway. All right, y'all. I'm running out of steam. I think I'm gonna go to sleep. I made some food yesterday. Ate that food. It's cooking. Drinking a bunch of water. Thirsty as fuck today. It's like beautiful. It's like perfect right now. It's getting a little sunny. It's gonna start heating up. This place gets plenty of sunshine, man. This was like a farming town before it started like progressing with casinos and stuff. Maybe 10 years ago, 6, 10 years ago. It was kind of like a smaller farming community, but it's like been kind of like getting more people in it. I mean, it's only got like 20,000 people, I guess, but like, I don't know, 10 years ago, maybe it had like 5,000, more of a farming community. But that's good, it's farming. It's good for my gardening ideas. They got this thing, a heritage garden, like a community garden. I can go over there. I've done that in other states, these community gardens, so I kind of familiar with how they work, you know, start mixing it up, volunteering or meeting the people that run it, see what's going on. Sometimes people got plots, they don't really have time to fucking, oh yeah, Judy, she never comes out and works on her plot. Oh yeah, you could take care of her shit. Yeah. And as a matter of fact, you're gonna have access to her shit because she's never fucking here working on it. We always got to work on Judy's shit. But go ahead, yeah, take care of Judy's shit. Go ahead, eat that shit. She fucking abandoned her lot. Oh hey Judy, yeah, oh you can't make it, Judy, yeah, I'll help you out with that. As long as I get access to some of the stuff. Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Start mixing it up a little bit. A lot of opportunities. Look around. Use your intuition. Use that thing Eva they talk about. Every person has it. This ability to discern right and wrong. Lean on these things. Eva. Eva also means like temperate, like even keel, the way water. Always has a tendency to go back to like an even like temperate state, like not all crazy, like the way our emotions are the same way. Our emotions can get fucking all stirred up and all crazy and tumultuous like a sea. But sea in the water has a tendency to go back to an even state, just like justice and freedom. These are things from the Orlinda. It talks about justice and freedom always has a tendency to return in the world. So if the world is out of balance when it comes to justice and freedom, just take solace in the knowledge that just like water and just like your emotions, the world has a tendency to return to that state of justice and freedom being around. You know what I mean? Being there, being what's up. Yeah, Nevada, man, plenty of sunshine, dude. You got so much fucking sunshine, you grow shit, dude. I mean, maybe the winter would be better. You know what I mean? The summers can get bitterly hot, but you could figure it out, man. Put coverings over things. People that have been here. There's a lot of green though out here, dude. I'm like, Nevada. I'm right near Utah. And there's plenty of greenery, plenty of fucking trees and grass and different types of shit. So there's different climates. It's not just all desert. I mean, it is desert out here. I was doing some research on this thing. I kept watching videos about this on the drive out here, trying to figure out information on it. I mean, I guess it's like desert, but if you look around, there's greenery around. Just looks like natural, some green shit. But yeah, I guess it is desert, but you got so much fucking sunshine, man. You can grow some shit, especially in the winter. If it's like less crazy hot and just tons of sunshine, why the fuck not? Yeah, but I think Nevada's got some good laws. It's kind of one of the reasons I'm sticking around because I got that family. Like, oh, I could go to Illinois, but their gun laws are trash. I think if I stay around the Nevada, Arizona areas, I think it's kind of what you think of the old West, more freedom and shit. I think they just got to open up some of these dams and shit, dude. It's probably unnatural. It's probably artificially dry, dude. They probably just got to fucking send some water over here, dude. They probably purposely fucking dried this shit out for some reason. Putting up dams. They fucking starved this shit probably. They fucking strangled it. Probably did some weird shit, dude. They stopped the flow of water out here probably. Probably just got to figure it out and fucking blow, get rid of some dams or something and fucking get the water back out here. Probably not natural. Yeah. All right. I think I rambled enough. I think this stream is more for me, but you guys, we got some comments going. Got a little back and forth on this alternate channel. My other channel got a strike from Cynthia, and then she makes a video. She makes a video fucking talking about where she struck me, dude, and releases it. She's a fucking moron, dude. And I knew it was her too. Like I figured it out. I knew it wasn't that because I was talking to Soul Player. He's like, "Oh yeah, that dude never. I know that dude's never known to fucking strike anyone." I go, "Yep, Cynthia." And that's why I'm like, I don't even got beef with that dude now. I got beef with Cynthia. It's like, dude, whatever, dude. I got beef because he's a fucking idiot for having her on his team. But I'm gonna try to flip the script. Like, nah, dude, we're gonna bond over this goofy white bitch. Like, and you're just being a goofy, like listening to her. But nah, I ain't even gonna try to like take it there with you. Like, I'm gonna try to use this as like, I want to be cool with the black community. And this Cynthia is just a goofy bitch. She's trying to influence. She's just trying to like weasel her way into the black community on some different shit. I'm trying to be a bridge builder. She's just on some goofy clout shit or something. I don't know what the fuck she's on. She's on some goofy shit. Like clout, friends, whatever. Just on some random goofy shit. Damming the current dams are disgusting. Yeah. They kill people, children die, man. I was in this dam near Wilmington, Illinois. Dude, I'll never forget it. Dude. It was like some holiday, like Labor Day. And I was like, I want to go touch the wall of the dam. Sure enough, these 12-year-old kids, they probably like same thing I was thinking. I almost did it that day. They went to go touch the wall, then you get sucked in, you get sucked into some crazy vortex. Dude, that shit pissed me off, bro. It was like a brother and sister, like 12, 13 years old. Fucking died in that dam, dude. Fuck those motherfuckers, dude. Bunch of people died, dude. Adolescent, fucking boy and a girl, dude. People don't know. You can't go and touch the wall of the dam. It looks like something you could do, dude. Just walk up and touch it, dude. But no, you'll get caught up in some crazy vortex by your feet. And you just keep fucking flip flopping around in it, dude. Horrible way to die, dude. So fucking pisses me off, bro. Just things like that in the world, bro. But it's just like that's why step by step, brick by brick, we gotta be the change and like start turning this motherfucker around, dude. Because there's gonna be a tipping point, that 100 monkey at some point, dude. Where it's just like gonna be a flood, like opening up a dam, dude. A flood of freedom for certain people, anyways. At least if there's communities or a society of like a free people, like the Orlinda type people. And who gives a fuck? Yeah, people are slaved up, whatever. As long as we got our society of free shit. But you never know, man. The whole fuck that shit could take off like wildfire, man. The whole world become like heaven on earth. But they do say, like in New Orleans, there probably will be blood at first, bro. Like we don't just do one of those transitions without like blood and shit like that, bro. Because there's gonna be good leaders, bro. They look at them like princes and kings, but we could look at them as like politicians. There's good people in there, dude. We're gonna be like, fuck this, man. We gotta remember that, dude. In these organizations, the CIA, the police, the FBI, there's gonna be good people in there. You gotta look at them like the princes and the kings and the different people of power. Even like up at the higher levels, bro. There's gonna be some family members, some people with power that are just gonna be like, nah, fuck this shit. We're sick of this evil shit. And the blood probably will flow. There will probably be fucking fighting and shit, dude. That's what I think, man. The blood probably will flow, but once that blood flows, and once good people, powerful people are like, no, 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 the good people are gonna come out of the woodwork and be like, nah, fuck this shit, dude. We're sick of this shit. Boom, you have like some skirmishes, little wars and shit. Boom, after that, then you get back to the good times. You can have a bunch of strong men, right? Making these good times after this little war shit. Then what happens when you have a good time? You're gonna have weak men. Weak men are gonna make bad times. So you're back in the cycle, but fuck it. At least we're going to be on the part of it where strong men and good times is what that's the direction we're going towards. Blood in, blood out. Shout out to Soul Player Luther King Jr., Dr. X. That's right. Yeah, I want to be I want to be the flip side of that. So what would I be? Cracker Barrel. I was trying to do it this morning. I'd be Cracker Barrel. Like I'm thinking like the owner of Cracker Barrel. So his Dr. What is he? The Soul Player Luther King Jr. Dr. X. He uses the hard R. The hard R N word. I should just say it, huh? These niggers. That's what he says. These niggers. He was doing it to one of us, to this black dude, and the guy's like, "Man, I'm getting sick of you. That R is a little hard, bro. Get sick of your ass." Like he couldn't like fully grasp the bit, right? So I'm gonna be the flip side. These crackers, these cracking ass. That's what I was trying to do. So I got to come up with my own one, the flip side of it. And I'm not biting his style. I'm complimentary to what he's doing, but I got to be the white version of it, where I hate white people. I have this character that hates white motherfuckers. That's and then it turned into me yelling at the crowd like, "Fuck you, motherfuckers!" Like yelling at the audience this morning. I was kind of in that character. I was trying to, it started off with that character, but then it turned into, how I get. I just started spewing real venom at the chat in the audience. So, yeah, I think I got myself. I was in a type of way. I think I got myself like that water. I was all on emotions and shit earlier. I think I got the water. The water feels a little bit more settled and still, quiet right now. If my emotions are like that water, that Eva, like we were saying. That word Eva is very, very, very powerful, man. It's that thing in everyone, like I said, that lets you know right from wrong. But it's also connected to other things like water. How water has a tendency to go back to an even, flat thing. Just like freedom and justice has a tendency to return. Just like water, you know what I mean? So yeah, I feel like back settled. So, I don't know what's gonna go on with my stream tomorrow. I guess preparing for Paul's, if I'm gonna seize the opportunity of Paul's broadcast, maybe me showing up at the police station early and live streaming it, provides an opportunity for some content, conversations, see where it goes. Whether it's putting up a tent, whether it's more conversations about the vehicle and the plates and the registration and the license, the insurance, you know, trying to talk to that chief. I want to meet that chief. He's into meditation. He's into working out. He's into wellness for the officers, a younger chief, like the youngest chief ever in this little town. So he might be someone good to have a conversation with, see where he's at. And then other people in town, the mayor. Oh, I can't get the mayor. Deputy mayor. I can't get that guy. Just keep going down the chain of command. You can talk to someone eventually. Different business owners, getting to know this community a little bit, making an effort, getting some people, getting some friends or something. Yeah. All right, y'all. I'm fucking tired as fuck, eh? Just been sleeping in the car, which is fucking, you don't get to lay down flat. And I'm half tempted to put that fucking tent up somewhere next to the car, man. But maybe after I talk to the police tomorrow and say, hey, what if I put up a tent? What if I start putting up a tent next to my car in certain places? I don't know. What do you guys think? Wave at you in the tent. We ain't give a fuck. Gets kind of windy. You better fucking, put it next to the car, put it next to a wall. I don't know where you're gonna put that fucking tent. Figure it out. All right, man. You guys have a good night. I'll see you later. Peace.